Just Saying, Season 2, Episode 3. It is 45 days to the end of signups. It's 51 days until draft day and 70 days to week 1 of league play. Welcome to it. Of course, I'm Greybeard and joined, as always, well, as most times, by the Bromeo and Falcon.
Well, hey, how's it going? You know, happy to be here. Excited to be here. It's cold. It's cold as hell, and I've done my very best to stay warm. I know I'm not wearing a jersey, but I just ramped up my heater to like level 3. It's like Super Saiyan level 3 right now. I'm not sure if you've seen one of those gas heaters where it's got like the 3 bars. And you know, when you switch it to the 3rd bar, that's when you mean business.
No, well, that's some insane shit. I mean, I'm doing great. And I've spent the majority of our prep time trying to figure out if Greybeard's wearing a Superman onesie or if it's
I am indeed. That's how cold I am. I've broken out the onesie for the first time this year. So yes. So hello to everybody in chat. We got Omnius, Unguarded Aso, Pegasus, Flocy, Dank Avocado, Nice Panda, Jay, Mercury, Raids, who of course is our producer, and then Mutz. I couldn't help noticing that during the starting screen you followed. And I'm just curious to know why it's taken you 4 seasons to get around to following me, but I won't take it personally. I am thrilled that you are here. Somber, Jerome, and then lots of people. Borky, hello guys. So we are our 3rd podcast into season 4 of RSC. Omnius Gaming, thank you for the follow. Welcome aboard. Okay, let's get things kicked off. I have some late breaking news. This got confirmed just before going live on stream, and there's going to be an official announcement in 1 hour from now. And that is this. I'm not sure if who is aware of this tournament currently being run by James Bott and Johnny Boy. It's a 1v1 ladder tournament for North America, and I received a message from Johnny Boy saying that they are keen to maybe provide an opportunity for an SSA ones player. And the answer to that was, well, of course, we are very, very interested in that. So that's all the details I'm going to give you.
But
because
GB,
in 1 hour, yes.
What dates are those? Do we know?
I do know the dates, but I can't say anything until I can't preempt anything.
Okay, just I might not be available to play on those days, so just let me know.
No. We'll adjust the schedule. We want to make sure that there'll be an opportunity for you in particular.
Yeah, no, do you know what? It should be either me or who's that other good ones player? Not you, Sean. Sweaty. Sweaty's a good ones player. We should actually let him play.
Someone should let him know.
Somebody should say like Sweaty, go play.
Why did you just roast me, Green? I wasn't even paying attention.
Well, there we go. Sean caught once again not paying attention.
No, I was listening to the story, and then he just roasts me out of nowhere.
There will be an announcement about an amazing opportunity for an SSA ones player. That announcement is going to be made by James Bott himself on his Twitter. So if you're not following James Bott on Twitter, I've just put his link in the chat. Go and follow James Bott right now, because in about 56 minutes he will be making an announcement, so make sure you are there for that announcement. But very exciting and pumped to talk about that once the official announcement has been made. Oh, Skill Steel's here. He says, should let Mr. Lowe know.
Oh, man.
That would be too classic to have. Yeah, Mr. Lowe back in the mix. Hello, Skill. Good to see you. All right, so that's the late breaking news. In 1 hour, go and get that announcement. Obviously it'll be out everywhere after that, but I'm enormously excited about that. And then a very brief news item that I don't want to talk about it, but I want to mention it because it's important. We know that there were a bunch of teams during RLCS in SSA that there were some players, some Smurf players playing on alt accounts in the SSA region. One of those teams was Tradu, or Tradui, who played in the... Yeah, we don't care, in the last regional. And it took a bit of time, but through... I'm enormously pleased that they persisted. Our admin guys, Noob Slice, Nobody, plus Blast, Sonics, Epic, finally got around to it, and 2 players were banned because of their cheating in SSA. That was Lewis Evo and Delems. And I get particularly hacked off about this because there are plenty ways to exploit our region by simply following the rules. To then go outside of the rules to take advantage of this region is absolutely unacceptable. So very pleased that some more EU trash have been swept out of the region. They're banned from RLCS for a year, which effectively is going to be a 2-year ban because they will be eligible to play at the very end of RLCS next year, and then the season will be done. So there we go. That's all I wanted to say about that. I just wanted to mention it. I certainly don't want to harp on it. That's all the airtime they deserve. And since we're talking about 1v1s, we've just had the RLCS 1v1 open. And now we have the Cash Cup. The off-season Cash Cup for SSA is being played this weekend. Sign-ups for it closed at 5 o'clock today. And I'm just going to get a final refresh to see the total number of sign-ups for that are 107. That'll be being played on Saturday and Sunday. The format is double elimination on both days. Saturday, the double elimination will be best of 3, and then Sunday will be a mix of best of 3 and best of 5. And then the top 12, I believe, yes, top 12 will go through to the final the following weekend. Or will it, no. Or will it, hold on. Will it all be played this weekend? I suddenly realized that I actually didn't check that.
Well, while you check that,
grand final requires... Yes, no. It's all being played this weekend. It isn't qualifiers this weekend, then next week. It is all being played this weekend. So there we go.
Well,
what were you saying, Bromia?
Yeah, thank you again. I'll go. But no, I'm very, very heartened. I wasn't a huge fan of ones until the last time we had a ones tournament, and Sweaty made me a fan. And yes. I've always maintained 1v1s is boring as hell. It is 3v3's ugly stepsister. I mean, don't even bother with 2v2. You can quote me, chat. I don't care. But 1v1 of all of them is for when you've got a grudge match and you basically, want to slap somebody with your giant car. And that for me is what 1v1s is. And until that game of Nugget versus Sweaty, and that completely flipped the script for me because that was heat, that was fire. Yes. So I really, really hope that 1v1s continues to grow, because if it's casted properly, which you did brilliantly, by the way, Greybeard, not enough credit is given there. If it's casted properly and the gameplay is of high enough quality, it's fantastic to watch. So I'm hoping this weekend there is another stream. Is there going to be, GB?
Yes, I will be streaming on Sunday as much as I can. Definitely the grand final and at least one of the semis, hopefully both of them. So whatever's happening on Sunday, I'll be doing a lot of streaming there. So yes.
So that being said, I will certainly be watching. I hope you guys do too. Rocket League in all its iterations deserves as much support as possible, because the more people who watch it, the more SSAying goes, hey, there's people in sub-Saharan Africa who actually enjoy watching each other play 1v1s. We should do more of it. So it is one of those cycles. If we want to get better, we need to support each other, and this is how.
Sorry, I've just had a voice mod redeemed. My apologies. I'm supposed to turn all of those off.
Amazing. So is it just your voice, or is it all of us?
He just robbed the guy that just gifted 5 subs of his redeemable.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we're all good. Okay, so first, so I have to say, Bruv has lost his mind. He's given a whole bunch of gifted subs, so thank you very much for that, Bruv.
Thanks, Bruv.
Thank you very much, Bruv. I'm concerned. I don't even know if my voice changer is on now or not. So
I don't know.
I think we're good.
That's a good question, because I won't be able to hear either. So how am I supposed to know?
Yeah, no, that's fair. Okay, so coming to the end of the 1v1s, absolutely. Thank you very much for that, Bromeo. And Vibs68 says that Gibbs has just announced CJ has just announced the LAN, so he's gotten ahead of James Bot, I think. So the announcement that was supposed to be made in an hour, which is now out there, is that there is a 1v1 LAN for that tournament I showed you. That's being pretty much run by James Bot and Johnny, and there is going to be a LAN spot for an SSA player. The qualifiers for that will be on the 5th and the 6th of July. And I'll be streaming those with a whole host of local talent, no doubt. So whoever wins that will go to a 1v1 LAN in Toronto, Canada. So there you go.
That is huge. That's absolutely huge. It means that one player, from Limitless is going to be going to Toronto, and that is going to be amazing. Do you know if it's, they get to bring their hype squad with? Can I fit in the suitcase? What are packing requirements?
I'm sure they can bring 5 or 6 friends. I'm sure
no, that makes
sense.
That. Yeah. I mean, do they have like food in Canada? Because I know they don't have biltong, but I know that they got maple syrup, but you can't really sustain yourself on that. So whoever goes needs to possibly pack their own food and equipment. It might be an arduous journey.
Well, I'm sure they'll be keen for it.
That was a long-winded, boring, terrible joke, Bromeo.
You shut your mouth, Sean. You shut your mouth.
It did not hit its mark. I'm sorry.
All right, well, there you go. That's the late breaking news. All done. Thanks for alerting me to that vid, so that it could be announced here. It's very, very cool. And yeah, Pegasus, a good point that qualifier is region locked. Only people in SSA may play. So nobody other than SSA residents qualify for that qualifier. Very important. Thanks for raising that. So Pegasus. Well, there we go. So we got lots of 1v1 action. We've had the SSA RLCS 1v1. We now got the Cash Cup, and then there is this Ascension tournament with a LAN in Toronto. Now, gentlemen, got a question for you. Sean, did you know that there is going to be a Rocket League LAN in August?
Which one? You're talking about VS Gaming, or is there a different one that I do not know of?
Well, let me ask Bromeo this question. If there was a LAN, a Rocket League LAN in South Africa, where would be a good place for it, Bromeo? Where in South Africa would be a good place? Yeah.
Well, hopefully indoors. You don't want your computer equipment to get wet. But if you're talking about location-wise, probably, either Joburg or, if you're really pushing it, Cape Town, but nobody really likes those guys. So yeah, I'd say Joburg. That's my final answer. I'm locking it in.
Locking it in for Joburg. Well, did you know that in August there will be a LAN in Bloemfontein? A hotbed of Rocket League activity. I got alerted to this by by Color Cold, who lives in Bloemfontein. And I think this is at least the second year they've been running it. And there is something called, what's that, Sean?
I didn't even know that this is the second year they're running a LAN for this. What?
I didn't even know they had dial-up internet in Bloemfontein.
They don't. That's why it has to be a LAN.
Yeah, fair enough. They have to play on local area connections so that they can, win each other. Yeah, no, I am 100% behind this. I do think that their greatest exports so far have been cattle, a little bit of corn, and flat open spaces. So possibly the next to die for coming out of Bloemfontein is massive. And I'm really upset that Bloemfontein gets a LAN before me.
Well, let's talk. So, Elite Gaming Fest is an event in Bloemfontein. They host a number of titles: Valorant, Call of Duty, Fortnite, and they do table games. There's a whole bunch of games, but they are featuring 2 modes of Rocket League, a 1v1 and a 3v3. Each title gets a prize pool of 5,000 rand. It's pretty much a winner-takes-all kind of activity. Second prize does get like a hamper with some goodies and stuff in it, but the cash goes to the winners. All equipment is there and provided. You'll just have to have your own controller and headset. So if you're keen to go and meet some Rocket League people and hang out at a LAN, get yourselves to this website, the elitegamingfest.co.za. I'm going to put it into the chat, elitegamingfest.co.za. And then say what?
Or e-girlfriend, EGF. Just so you can remember right.
Easy.
So
make your way to the website. I'm actually, I can't remember off the top of my head the dates, but Color Cold sent them to me. It's on the 8th and 9th of August, so that's a long weekend. It's the long weekend over Women's Day, and the LAN will probably be on the Saturday. So definitely go check it out. Flossy, go to Bloemfontein. You might be surprised. There might be some very cool things in Bloem. So worth checking out. I was keen to go down and cast. I'm actually working that weekend, but if they can do an online cast, I will definitely try and organize that. But it'll be pretty cool to organize a bit of a meetup there if we possibly can. So go and check that out if you are interested.
Oh,
now,
man, are we? No, but that is possibly the most exciting thing you have possibly said. Are we bussing down to Bloemfontein? Are we going to go for pre-drinks at the Mystic Boer while we talk Rocket League to guys wearing blue socks and khakis? This is possibly the most epic journey that might ever be undertaken, and we are glossing over it as an appendix in the conversation we just had. So, boys, if you guys want to go to Bloem and enter a Rocket League tournament and you're leaving from Joburg, let me know. That sounds like fun, and I want to do it.
Let's organize a posse. I said posse to Bloemfontein.
All right, so we got it.
Now, so those are all of the news items, the non-RSC news items. We now wind our way back to talking about RSC Season 4. The first thing I want to mention is Unguarded Ace, who I see has slipped into chat, is working on a project with me. He's going to be reaching out to players who have signed up for RSC. I want to put together some video montages of players that have signed up, finding out why they've signed up and using it as a bit of a promotion to get more players to sign up. So if Unguarded Ace slips into your DMs, then please provide him with all the cooperation you can so we can have lots of amazing content that we can put together to further promote RSC and get more and more people signing up. And then talking about RSC and content, we have a journalist for RSC Season 4. And, well, let me step back a bit. Nag Magazine, which I don't know how much, Bromeo, Sean, I don't know how much, if you guys know anything of Nag.
Okay. So Nag magazine was pretty much my childhood. I loved the fact that they gave out CDs with demo games on them. It was pretty much the only ways that you could get stuff. Between Nag and PC Gamer, it was pretty much the only way you found out about new games and stuff like that. More recently, they moved on to online editions and things like that. But honestly, Nag is an institution in South Africa.
I'm aware. I may be young, but I do know about NAG, I promise. And PC Gamer. That's where I got my information before everything moved into the online world.
They are 28 years old. In April, they turned, 27 years old. They first published as a print magazine back in April of 1998 and went through a bit of a tough period, as all old school print publications did, in terms of finding their way and their relevance, but were always there in one way or another. Over the last 2 years have kind of come storming back as a predominantly online publication. And NAG, by the way, stands for New Age Gamer. And now they simply go by the moniker NAG. And they've brought back their print publication. They print, I think, 2 magazines a year, hard copies, which are jealously sought after by people that are into that sort of thing. But most of their work is as an online publication. They also run a podcast, and they do a lot of work. And Eben Fenter. Eben, I had no idea you were that old. He says he last got a Nag mag in 2003. No, I had no idea you were that much of a bully, Eben. So good to hear.
Oh, that's amazing. But you also raised a valid point. When are we getting onto Nag's podcast? Because I feel like that could be fun.
That is a great point. And now that you've mentioned that, I think I'm going to reach out to them and say, hey, let's get onto your podcast, and then let's get Nag onto our podcast.
Yeah, I mean, how much fun, right?
yeah. I think that is a banger idea, and let's set that up for sure. Oh, great. Panda wasn't even born in 2003. Oh, my word.
Constant reminders that there are uncultured people in this world.
Imagine that.
Imagine.
Oh my God! Even raids.
Even our producer was not born at that point. You can just end the screen. In the screen now.
Even old enough to be managing a stream? It occurs to me.
Crisis.
And Ark was 14 years old. Oh no, this is just too wild. Okay. Nag Mag are going to be covering RSC Season 4, which means we will get in there at least once a week with all the stories of RSC, what's going on, the heroes, the villains, all the big stories happening every week in RSC Season 4. And our journalist, who is going to be writing those and keeping track for Nag Magazine, is Somber. Now, I don't know how many of you know Somber. Somber is out of America, but quite entrenched in the community scene and in SSA. And like a long list of people, is someone who has fallen in love with SSA. And if we can, as soon as we get non-SSA people into the region to do stuff, they fall in love, and then we can never get rid of them, which is wonderful. Somber is one of those. He ran the team streams for Genesix throughout RLCS. And is quite committed to being in the community scene and very excited to be shining a light on SSA. So Somber, remember that name, because he may also be sliding into your DMs to get a little bit of insight, a little bit of info, maybe a quote for the articles, all the big stories for each week of RSC League play, and then of course the big one for playoffs at the end of the season. So welcome aboard, Somber. We look forward to it, and banger to have Nag Mag on board.
That's really exciting. Honestly, it's huge. And apparently he also pays for Spider-Man pictures. Just saying.
Oh, does he?
Oh, brilliant. I'm getting quite thirsty, and I keep wanting to reach over for my drink, and then I realize it's not time. FG21, thank you for the follow. Welcome aboard. Now, we do still need some help out of the community. Bromeo, I'm coming to you for this one. We need some management.
Yes, we do. So, following the announcement of all of our orgs last week, some of them are new to the scene and need our help. More importantly, they need consistent help. They need your help. So, what that means is that franchises like White Rabbit Gaming, Genesix, and Monarch need some help. The only reason Monarch needs help is because they've got Sean, and that's considered a nerf. So,
Excuse me.
all of these franchises require 1 or 2 AGMs. So if you're interested in working alongside the long runners, White Rabbit Gaming, get into my DMs, message me, we can set it up. If you want to teach Sean some lessons on how to run a franchise, get into my DMs, we can set it up. And obviously the last one, Genesix, if you want to help them run a season-long campaign, because, I mean, one of their managers is Eliakim. He's a great player. I've never seen him manage. So if you want to work alongside him, get into my DMs and we can sort it out. So those 3 franchises are looking for assistance. And if you want to cut your teeth on management in one of these orgs, now is your chance. There are very limited spots. And now is your chance to get in. So please do send me a DM, and if you don't feel comfortable with that, you can DM Greybeard as well. He's generally a lot nicer in DMs.
Friendly. And those are 3 banger orgs to be involved with. White Rabbit Gaming, Genesix, Monarch. These are all great orgs to be involved with. And I think the potential to gain experience in esport management and so on is huge. So great opportunity. Do not miss out. If you want to be involved in management, get hold of myself or Bromeo Stat urgently and right nowish. 45 days to go until signups close. Signups have been open for 2 weeks. So Sean, give us the rundown on our sign-up numbers. What's happening there?
Well, I can tell you that our sign-up numbers until now is on 166. But I do know that a lot of people are probably wondering why the signups haven't been processed yet, and like why they haven't been receiving their Discord pings that they've been accepted into the league. Well, that's because there was a couple of things that we had to do behind the scenes to get things all working so that we can make the process smooth as possible. And then we're going to start going through all of the player signups and start accepting everybody. And then you'll get all your lovely pings with all the kind of stuff. But I also saw that we got cool little extra features on the dashboards to see with the player data for all of the signups. And a new stat they added was a player retention stat. And I can say that about 56.7% of the players that have signed up are returning players. And then we have 43.3% new players out of this new signups, which is cool to see.
That's very cool.
That's very cool. I didn't even know that was a thing that you could track. But now that I know that 43% are new signups, welcome to hell. We will be your guide. And no, that is really, really massive. But what it also means is that half of the signups that we had last year haven't signed up yet. So speak to your homies, speak to your Alex DeFatax who haven't signed up yet, or has he signed up? Because I saw the bat signal in the Discord. But if you guys know somebody, has he signed up? Nice one, Alex. Yep. So Alex applications have closed. If you're watching last week, congratulations. You're now part of some running lore. So Alex applications have closed, but signups are still very much open for all those sore losers who finished second and for the second season in a row and have lost hope. Do not worry. Get them to sign up so they can finish second again.
The 42% new players is fantastic. I'm especially thrilled with that. But at the same time, the 43% of players who played last season or before that haven't signed up is a concern. Get signed up now. And we are doing a number of things to promote our signups. One of them is we are going to be promoting to schools, but a lot of it depends on people who have already signed up. Promote this to others. In your ranked games, spam it in there. If you want to be part of the biggest esport community league in the entire SSA region of any title, get into RSC. So we've all got to do our little bit in promoting RSC and getting there. Gents, we have now managed to waffle on for nearly 30 minutes before finally segueing our way to what the stream title of this podcast is, which is our sponsor reveal. And I've got to say, we've spoken a lot, Bromeo, about how we wanted to approach orgs this season as RSC, and we've taken a different approach there in terms of, having long-term the idea of having more of a long-term view rather than a single season, people who have already been in the scene and kind of helped it. And we wanted to take that to our sponsorship, right? I mean, we've had sponsors for every season of RSC, and it's pretty much been someone who's been incredibly generous and said, here's a bunch of money, but that's kind of where it stopped, right?
Yeah, look, being completely honest, sponsorship has never been something that we've chased earnestly. We've approached a few people, but it was never really something that we focused forward. We wanted to make sure people were having a good time first. So in the off season, we were thinking, how the hell do we make sure that this continues no matter what, that it can grow without us having to ask people nicely, every single season. So I think the key to all of that was we needed a sponsor who was cool, as cool as us, at least, as cool
at
as
the very least.
As cool as Greybeard's onesie, kind of cool. And that was the starting point. They had to fit in with what we were trying to do, what we were trying to achieve. And I think we did that, Greybeard.
We are thrilled, and we're going to delve into the details and what it all means. But, ladies and gentlemen, we here are very proud to announce for RSC Season 4, our partner and our sponsor. And we are very pleased to welcome to the podcast and to the stream from Slayer, Goose. Goose, how are you?
Mr. Greybeard, thank you guys for having us. It's a privilege to be here. And that video was sick, dude. Can we just ignore me? You guys see the video?
Yeah, we can play that video again.
Can we run it back just one more time, just for me? Can we just run it back?
Do you know what? Yes, no, we will. We will. We're absolutely going to run it one more time, but I'm going to let you savor it while we lock and load it for a second showing shortly. Now, I have to tell a bit of a story. Well, first of all, shout out on that video. Two people I need a shout out. One is Dank Avocado, who made the ball and who made the decal. So thank you very much. And he did it pretty much last minute, like, hey, can you do this right now? So thank you very much for your help. And then to Silva, who edited and put the video together. So the two of you, thank you very much for your help. Now, my story is this. I started this season or this year back in January, as we always, all of us do this. January starts and we've made resolutions and we're very excited for the year to come. And I had such big hopes, plans and dreams for what Rocket League was going to be in SSA. And by sort of around March, many of those were in tatters for one reason or another. It was quite demoralizing. However, along the way, one of the things I wanted to put together was a huge event, and that event didn't come together in the end, but a great result of that effort was that I met Goose. Goose from Slayer, and I had a conversation with him about this this event I wanted to do, and they were on board right away. They were like, "Yeah, we want to be involved. We want to help." It didn't work out, but then an opportunity came to pass to be involved with RSC, and we're going to talk about that in a moment. But first and foremost, Goose, that's how you and I got to meet and have a conversation and find ourselves here at this point. But who the hell are you? Who the hell is Slayer? What are you all about? Give us the introduction to you and to Slayer Energy Drink.
Okay, so my name's Goose. I work at an energy drink company, which is pretty apparent now. You guys have kind of given it away with the drinking of my drink. We thrive on community and creativity and innovation and quality and collaboration. So Slayer as a brand itself, I mean, it's the perfect fit for what you guys have going on here. And when Greybeard called me up the first time, I mean, he was super passionate. Um, and everything he said kind of just like linked into what we wanted to, or what I wanted to achieve within the Rocket League space, which was broaden our presence in esports, which is kind of my passion to be off the rip to start with, in SSA. So I tried to not throttle that relationship, but like put the pedal to the metal and kind of build it, but it kind of died off a little bit. But we managed to salvage it with RAC. So yeah, Slayer in and of itself, yeah, there's not much I can say besides that we kind of the perfect match at the end of the day is the story.
I think that's very well. We're going to talk in a moment about why you're the perfect fit, and it leads into the idea that we are building something here for the long term. This isn't about just a bunch of money for a prize pool and then that's it. We have begun this conversation with this is a long-term thing. We're going to make this season is going to be a banger. We're going to have Slayer involved and we're going to make it so awesome that Slayer is going to come with all of their marketing money to RSC Season 5.
All of the money, eh?
All of the money.
Can we bring our multiple personality disorder with us?
I think it's pretty much a requirement, Bromeo. I think without it, none of this works.
It's sort of, yeah, no, it's 100% a requirement. And, you know, if this goes well, we'll have you up on stream again. No promises, but you sort of have to be funny.
Yeah, no, that's true. But
Like
but
me,
you guys
yeah.
also need to supply us with like rocket-powered bunnies.
Yeah, no promises
what?
on the bunnies though. Sorry.
Wait a minute, where's the
But no, it is very, very cool that you are here. And I do think that, and listen, there is some really, really cool shit that we have to say is still coming. The big hype is that Slayer is sponsoring us, but wait a little longer until you hear what exactly we're getting up to this season, because I feel like that's important. So if you're sitting wondering, okay, I've heard it, I can leave now. No, you haven't heard it yet.
That isn't all.
We haven't said anything.
Yeah.
Slayer's around. What are they giving me drinks again? Is what I've heard. Oh, cool, Slayer's here. We're getting drinks.
Goose,
not typical.
Why RSC? Why is Slayer getting involved in RSC?
Because firstly, we absolutely love Rocket League, number one. Secondly, RSC fits perfectly into what we believe as a brand. The rebellion to the norm, the fighting for what you want. It's a perfect fit from that angle, and I think everyone in the audience agrees with me, and Bromeo certainly does when we go off on the tangent of how much of a fight it is to be a gamer in SSA. I mean, we fight ping. In my business, we fight the bigger guys. It's the same story over and over. It's always the bigger guy, and it's always the guy from Europe. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's the perfect fit, and we couldn't find better partners in Greybeard, Bromeo. You guys have been amazing. So we're happy to be here, and we're happy to make the statement for SSA.
The obvious part of any sponsorship is a prize pool. So that's the first order of business. Let's get that out the way. Slayer is sponsoring a prize pool for RSC Season 4. That prize pool is going to be 15,000 Rand as a minimum, a guaranteed minimum. An important thing you would have seen in that video is a dynamic prize pool. So Goose, what is a dynamic prize pool and how's it going to work?
I think the easiest way to explain this to the audience is, and I don't know if we haven't touched on this yet, but there's a can coming. Do we touch on the can first?
I mean, we were gonna get there, but
Okay, so there's going to be a special can in a special Slayer box that's going to be sold throughout the period going onwards. It's a gaming focused can. We're going to be running a competition for that on various socials. We'll touch on that in a moment. But proceeds from the sales of that special box goes into the prize pool and increases it even further.
And he didn't mention this, but there's going to be a nice little RSC logo on that special can for the gaming community. That's going to say Slayer plus RSC made
X,
this bloody awesome
let's
can.
do X's, Slayer X. Let's do the X, guys. Come on, Slayer X.
Okay, well, let's come back then to the dynamic prize pool. Let's talk about the can, and as a prelude to that, Goose, this is something that Slayer does in terms of getting community involved in designing your cans. So talk a bit about that, and then let's talk about the special can.
So when you look at a Slayer can, when you look at any energy drink can, it's fairly dull. I mean, it's the same shit over and over, and at Slayer, we believe in creativity. We foster creativity. We're the antithesis of dull. That shit just doesn't fly with us. So we work with local artists in South Africa to design all of our cans. So every single Slayer can you see was made by a local artist. And we want that to bleed over into what we're doing here with RSC. So we're going to extend that hand to the bigger gaming community in SSA to come to us with a design. With a small brief, obviously.
Do me a favor, Mr. Production Guy. Can you just make my face bigger, just so we can get this on cam? It's like right over here. You can see all of the artwork. This is obviously an artist who is much more talented than you or I, has made this. And then what I love is on the back of every single can, you won't be able to see it, but over there, what's touching my finger, that is the artist getting credit for the art that they made. And so on the back of every Slayer can is a credit, whether it's Instagram or TikTok, for the artwork that was used on the can. So yeah, and so that is what we're leaning into for our gaming community RSC Slayer can, is that we are opening up the competition to you. We are saying that one of you guys can be the reason why you have a can of energy drink that you designed. And it's going to have a nice little RSC on it. It's going to be for you guys. And this can, and Goose was leading into this, is going to make our prize pool bigger.
It is. It's an infinite. I mean, we say infinite, but if the cans run out, they're gone. Is the story. But yeah, it's ever growing. It's not just 15K, which is already bigger than COD. I didn't say that.
I mean, say it. We don't mind.
Yeah, no, whatever I say, they can't do anything to me. I'm untouchable. But yeah, so we extending that hand to the community. We're extending that hand to our fans, our audience. A percentage, well, we can say it, 50 Rand off every box goes straight into the prize pool. I don't know if we were going to be transparent with that.
Absolutely. Straight up, everything's transparent.
So 50 Rand of every box sale goes straight into the RSC prize pool.
And important for that, that's 20% of the cost there is going straight into our prize pool. So that is massive and incredibly generous. So in theory, we have a potentially massive prize pool that we can spend our time increasing between now and the end of the season, because this will run throughout the course of RSC Season 4 during league play. So probably up until the end of the 9th week of league play, we will then know what the final prize pool will be. There's
And
the
I
obvious.
think, yeah, we you haven't even leaned into that, and I'm glad you mentioned the timeline, because as this competition runs, we'll have this can ready. We've been promised by the Slayer Boys that it'll be ready by the time that league play kicks off. So when the league is in earnest and you are contributing by getting a can of RSC Slayer, you are going to be helping increase the prize pool. It will be a ticking prize pool, which means that every single stream you'll be able to look down into the corner and see where the prize pool is at. And I think that's absolutely massive. Sorry, GB.
Yeah, we'll get, sorry guys, but we'll get a pre-order button ready on our website if we get everything sorted really fast, so people can start pre-ordering, so that prize pool can start growing immediately as soon as we action.
But it will be part of the stream overlays to have like a running total of the prize pool. So literally live on stream, you can see that prize pool tick up, which is pretty boss.
Which is scary to me.
Yeah, question.
I have a question on behalf of a couple of the chatters. They are wanting to know if our international people will be able to get a hold of this can.
Oof.
Unfortunately not.
Unless you know a guy who moves it into Zimbabwe, who puts it onto a ship and takes it through to a harbor, probably outside of Rotterdam, and then gets it off from there. So unless you are smuggling it, probably not.
So just DM Bromeo.
Yeah.
It seems
Have
like he
someone
just
buy
gave that all
local
away.
and then go from there.
He's already got shipping lanes maybe organized. Who knows?
But I'm sure we can figure something out. Surely there must be a way. We have the technology. Slayer might be doing it, but we can put it in a sneaky box, I'm sure.
I mean, if SSA Rocket League can survive, it can send a Slayer box to Europe.
Yeah, no, we can make it happen.
Slayer box, you can all fight it out amongst yourselves. we will work on a solution to all our EU friends who want to have a go at some Slayer. We have to move pretty quickly with this, with the competition, because there are logistics involved in getting the production done and the design and the plates and the printing and all of that sort of jazz. So the competition is open for 2 weeks. You have 2 weeks to submit a design. So that's 2 weeks today. That puts us at the 30th of July. And then the winner will be announced, and we will move forward from there. And if you want to submit your design, !Slayer in chat will give you the link to submit your artwork. And you will be presented with a form that looks like this, up on screen right now, and just give us some of your deets. And the brief is there and the technical information around it, and then you can upload and submit your design. 2 weeks you've got, so please share this far and wide so we can get as banger a design as possible for our community can. And as far as I know, and unless has this been done anywhere? Anywhere has this been done where we get a community, limited edition community can? And that's an open question to all of you.
I mean,
yeah,
I don't know.
I don't think we've ever seen anyone else do a gaming themed can this way. I could be wrong. Our friends in the EU and the States might be able to tell me otherwise, but I don't think we've ever had a call of action in the gaming space to create a gaming focused can.
And it becomes a catalyst. This isn't going to be a Rocket League specific can. Rocket League, in my mind, we are becoming a catalyst for uprising and revolt in the broader gaming scene. So it will be a can that will then be offered to the gaming community at large, and perhaps they can use this to do similar things to raise a bit of money inside their own communities. And yeah, hopefully this is the start to something awesome.
I hope is that this can does insanely well and contributes to budgets across the SSA space in what I do as a job, which is grow the esports scene in any which way, shape, form I can. If we come back next season, I mean, that can have been selling for a few months now. I mean, it could increase the prize pool that we have as a starting base. It could do so many things. I mean, I'm thankful for all the people back at the company for giving me the shot as well. So if my boss is in the chat, homie, I love you.
Not many people can say that and actually mean it. So whether he means it, we don't know, but he said it, so that should count. So 10%
There's a gun
pay raise
over
for
there.
you.
There's a gun right there, pointed at my head.
Wow. Yeah. No,
All right.
that's
Well,
not
so
awkward
we've
at all.
taken up the main thing. So with all the information in mind, I think raids. Let's run that video one more time, just to make Goose feel lekker and everyone else as well. And there we have it.
Guys, it's surreal. Like, it's crazy. Doing these things in this space is crazy. When you have a community like this come out and do things like that, I mean, I don't know.
It only gets better, I promise.
Yep.
I'm
Truth.
still surprised
It
every
does.
single time.
I said on Twitter the other day that I feel like we're getting a bit too big for our boots, and if we haven't bitten off more than we can chew, our mouths are definitely full and we're struggling to talk. But
That's the
it
best
is
space to be in.
without question. Have we covered all the important points of this partnership? Bromeo, Sean, Goose, have we covered all the big things?
No, we haven't. Subzan in chat asked a very good question. He asks my apologies. He asks, do we have an exclusive drink? Yes. Yes, we bloody well do. And that is what is going to be pushing our season forward. It's not just a can of Slayer, it's our can of Slayer. And like Greybeard said, $50 of the proceeds of that case goes straight to the prize pool. So yes, Subzan, our can is going to be on sale soon. So you will be able to have one of your cans very soon.
If we can get it to the UK.
Yeah, if we can get it to the UK.
Yeah.
But we'll be working on solving that.
We should sell them virtual Slayers and add that to the prize pool.
Okay.
Virtual Slayer. Ooh, I feel so
don't
much
even know what
energy
that
from
means,
this
but okay.
JPEG. Ooh.
I can't. We NFT them.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Oh my
I didn't
goodness.
say it. It's just a joke. guys. Come on.
Oh my
nothing
God, are
so
we going to sell
serious.
an
Gross.
NFT? That's
Zero fucks given,
No, we're not
boys. Zero
gonna sell
fucks.
an NFT.
Yeah, we're really not. We're really not. A disclaimer, we have nothing to do with any gambling, crypto,
NFTs.
or
Well, we should make the point now that energy drinks have been welcomed into the Rocket League community. Crypto has not.
Yeah,
Oh,
gross.
no.
Yeah.
But they leave crypto at the door.
They left crypto at the door. Absolutely.
They open the door for us, though. So we forever grateful, Epic Games.
Yeah.
Definitely.
All right, gents. Well, I feel like I want to make sure we've covered all the important bits because it's been like 3 weeks of leading up to this and planning and prep and whatever. If I want to make sure we've covered everything. Chat if you've got any questions. But I think we're good. I think we've covered it all.
Well, what we have covered is that we've got a guaranteed prize pool of 15,000 Rand. We have covered that prize pool will increase for every can of community gaming Slayer that we sell. and using our link, by the way. And that's something that we need to also put through. Or is it just going to be cans of that wherever you find it?
I
That
think
that is a
it's
valid
the
question.
box sales. It's the box sales.
Okay.
It would
Okay.
be
So it's
we'll have them on the website. We'll have them on the website.
okay. So
All
it's
that
of that
information will
particular
make
one.
abundantly clear, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've covered that, and so what it means is that Slayer's partnering with us for the season. They are going to have their logo on our ball, so that you can see exactly how awesome the design works. This competition is going to be going on for 2 weeks. That is something we need to make abundantly clear, so that if you want your design on a can of Slayer, submit it soon. Get on it. Get cracking.
Get on it.
Yep. And I'm not sure what else other than that. It's going to be absolutely huge. I'm going to be submitting a design myself. So luckily we don't pick it. The folks over at Slayer does. So it doesn't matter if I'm the one who, submitted
Just put
the
put my
sickest
name
looking
on it.
design. Yeah, no, just put Greybeard. And then somebody said, like, having all of the orgs up on the can. I mean, that's an entire possibility, but a
The
legal.
orgs have been coming to us
yeah.
asking for their names on cans for so long they won't slip in the sweat either.
Yeah. So that's
Sorry,
probably
Monarch,
not going to happen.
it's not happening right. I see you.
Oh, it's Monarch been doing it. That's not on me. Don't ask me. I just worked there.
But other than that, I think we have covered everything. If you guys have any questions, I'm going to hang around for a little bit afterwards. You can post in the general chat of the RSC server. And my wife says you can include my self-portrait on the can if you really, really want to. But then you
Sugar-free.
wouldn't, yeah, not as sweet and wouldn't sell a single can. But that is also a possibility. And so if you have any questions, post them into the general chat once the stream has ended, and we'll cover any of them. But this is absolutely massive. It's ensuring the continuation of our scene on our terms, and giving you guys, the guys you play, even more. And for that, I cannot be more pumped.
We storm forward to make RSC Season 4 the biggest and the best season we have ever had. There are 45 days to go until signups close. We're currently at 168 signups. We want to get as close to 300 signups as we possibly can. All of us have a role in that. Great big things have come, bigger things are coming. We're going to have a banger of a season. So that's going to wrap it up from us. And by sheer coincidence, Slayer Energy are currently live. So we are going to go and raid them. I think
we have our production playing with a highborn member, some COD, I think. Is the story.
Yeah, whatever. They're not doing Rocket League. We'll forgive them that oversight. But we'll go and raid Slayer Energy, who are live right now.
Tell them they're playing the wrong game. Honestly, tune them. That's what raids are for.
Go tune them. Tell them Goose
so
sent you.
what is this even?
Yeah,
when you're ready to play a grown-up game, let us know, is pretty much the message that that we're going to have to send them. So a lot of things coming up. Don't forget, on Friday or this weekend is a 1v1 Cash Cup. There is James Bot's Ascension 1v1 ladder. There's going to be an opportunity for an SSA player to go play on LAN. Go and follow James Bot. Lots going on, including RSC, SSA for Season 4. It's been a banger of an episode. So from me, Greybeard, the Bromeo, Sean, Falcon, and the Goose from Slayer, we are done. Peace.